Good morning, everyone. This is Dave Meyer with BizzyWeb. It is 8 o'clock Central, 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 Central, and we're getting started on the basics of social media, the why, the what, and the how for your small business or nonprofit. I am Dave Meyer with BizzyWeb, and here's how you can reach us. You can send us a note at dave@bizzyweb.com for the slides today, or you can reach us at 612-4BIZZY-O, 612-424-9990. to ask us questions or to connect with us after the event. We will share the PowerPoint slides with you if you send us a note to dave@bizzyweb.com, and we'll get you going right away. This is part of a webinar blitz that we're doing with Constant Contact, so welcome, and you're in for a full day of expert advertisements and expertise with Constant Contact. So we're so delighted to have you here today with us. All right, here's how to get a hold of me. But let's also share with you how to ask questions during the event. During the event, since we're on Google Hangouts on air, I'm going to be offering you the chance to ask questions or supply your input for today's event. If we don't get to you again, please go ahead and send a note to dave@bizzyweb.com and I will answer your question in turn. But here's how to take care of and connect with us if you're reaching us on the event and you want to ask questions. So from the event, which a ton of folks are on this morning, so thank you and welcome to all the early risers. You can ask questions from the event by clicking on this Google Plus link. You can watch the event live on this video window, but if you want to also ask questions during the event as you're watching the event, you can click on this Google Plus link. When you click on that Google Plus link, it opens up a new tab, and from that new tab, you'll see that it says Q&A and live in the upper right hand corner. Click on yes, you're going to watch, but then also click on the play button. When you click on this play button, it's going to open up a new window, and then you'll be able to ask questions during the event. Notice that it opens up in a big, beautiful window so that you can see everything that's going on, but then you can also just click the green Ask a New Question button in the lower right hand corner to ask a question here. So if you ask that question, we'll get back to you and we'll answer it during the event today. So this is how to get a hold of us and connect. We'd love to have you ask those questions and connect up with you. So go ahead and send those our way. Again, I am Dave Meyer with BizzyWeb. Here's how to reach me, and we'd love to connect up with you in some way, shape, or form. If you're local to BizzyWeb, in the Minneapolis area, we're actually having a customer reception tonight. So we'd like to also invite you to that. So let's get going. First, a little bit about who the heck is BizzyWeb. We are a digital marketing agency. We're located in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and we offer marketing services including search engine optimization, social media marketing, email marketing, of course, and WordPress web design to our clients. Here's a few photos of our hive in Champlin, Minnesota. And here's a few examples of what we do. We're website design and digital marketing experts. Most specifically, we're Constant Contact Master Certified Authorized Local Experts, which is why you're hearing from us today. All right, so all of this ties back to Constant Contact's new theme, be a marketer. Everyone in their lives needs to connect and try to be a marketer with what they do. It's a different way of thinking when you're building your business. We're business owners, we're doing all the day-to-day stuff that we need to do, but we invite you to check out the Be a Marketer hashtag and check out all the other ways that you can use marketing to help grow your business. We're here today because social media is absolutely a big part of all of our businesses, but it's also overwhelming and confusing. There's a lot of social networks out there, and you might not consider yourself a marketing expert, but you need to know how to use all of these tools, and specifically, if and how often to use these tools. That's what we're going to cover today. You're not alone. And we hear from people like you every single day, small businesses and nonprofits who want to stand out from the pack, get more fans and followers, and spread the word about what they do on social media. We did a survey and found out that 54% of small businesses and 57% of nonprofits said that they need help with social media marketing. So there are a lot of us in the same boat. You also probably have concerns about social marketing. Many businesses and nonprofit marketers do as well. We've heard some of these. Social media marketing looks interesting, but I'll never have millions of fans. Using new marketing tools sounds great, but I don't know what to say on social media. Reading what's being said sounds useful, but I'll never have a dedicated staff to do it right. And I hear about new tools and networks every day, but I just don't have the time to stay current. Well, we're going to help you with answers to all of those things today. And finally, within a 5-year time span, social media marketing has really exploded. 5 years ago, 10% of small businesses used social media marketing. And now a whopping 87% of small businesses use social media marketing to help grow their business. And it's really no surprise. Most of these tools are completely free. You can do so much with so little. And if you want to be laser focused with who you're trying to reach, it just takes a few dollars versus a few $1,000s on other modes of marketing. So you already have everything that you need to get started. You know who you are, you know what you're doing, and you have loyal and happy customers. Depending on what you do, and I hope that you're amazing at what you do, but the folks that you have are already incredibly interested in what you do. You have an excellent customer experience, so people are going to be excited about working with you and about sharing how amazing you are. And you have interesting and important things to say. Here's one of the keys of social media that people sell themselves short on quite often. We are all experts in our given fields. And even if you don't feel like an expert, I guarantee you are an expert compared to your customer. So if you're representing yourself well as an expert in your field that knows what you're doing, that gets it, and that can share some of that helpful information, if you want to know what social media really is, it's about helping versus selling. If you're trying to sell, you're doing social media wrong. Instead, your mantra should be help, help, help instead of sell, 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 and you'll do very, very well on social networking. So here's our agenda for today. We're going to first talk about why use social media. We're going to get through what those big tools are, and we're going to talk through the top 5 social networks. We're going to talk about what you can post on social media to market your business or organization. And then we're going to take some steps to get you started with social media starting today. And as a note, this is the first part of an entire webinar blitz today that we are doing at Constant Contact. And so right after this event, Trygve Olsen from BizzyWeb is also going to be presenting about Social Media 102, how to take it to the next level. So let's get started with you today. And first, I'm going to make sure we don't have any big questions. I don't see anything or anyone on here. So if you do have a question, by all means, let me know. But would love to have you with us. And if there's something that I can do to help you, by all means, just click the green Ask a New Question below. And again, the way to get into that is to click from the event that you saw the email on. And then it says inside of our Google Plus page, to view it on our Google Plus page to stream the video. So if you click on this link, that's going to take you into the Q&A option tool. So you click on here, and then you'll be able to click in the green Ask a New Question button in the lower right-hand corner. So that's how to get a hold of us. And again, you can also send me an email at dave@BizzyWeb.com or send a note by calling 612-4BizzyO 424-9990. All right, so we've got all of our details down. We've got the basics and why we should be doing this down. Let's get into it and talk about why we should use social media. First and foremost, social media helps you influence decisions. Staying ahead of the social media marketing game is going to give you a marketing edge. You can be the lead, the influencer. The impact on your business or organization is huge when you start using social media as a marketing tool. It will drive people to your door. 84% of social media users share to show their support for a cause, according to the New York Times. It's an influencer of people's decisions. It influences purchasing. 74% of shoppers rely on social networks to guide purchase decisions. Social media has made it easier for people to buy from you. They tell your friends about you, and they'll become your next customers. 43% of people have purchased a product that's been shared or favorited by a friend on social media. And that kind of works into how all of marketing works now. Engagement is the new word of mouth. We used to have a picket fence or a water cooler that we'd keep up with each other over, And influence has kind of shifted now to what we do with our computers and our phones. Now we tell everyone what we're up to and what we think through social networks. Because of social media tools, but don't forget other tools, of course, like email, marketing today is less about spending all of your time, money, and energy finding new customers, and it's more about fully engaging your existing happy customers and making it easy for them to tell others about you. The changes have really leveled the playing field for smaller organizations to compete with the big boys. Think about it. You can start a Facebook page for your business, and so can a big corporate chain. But the difference is that you're able to use it to personally engage and respond to your customers one-on-one without following a corporate rule book. The point I'm making on social media is that this is really the new word of mouth, and social media helps kickstart word of mouth marketing. Because your messages have the chance to be amplified and shared, social media marketing will bring you new customers and donors, supporters, and volunteers if you're a nonprofit, and it's going to bring them to your door in a dedicated and easy to follow way. This isn't rocket science. All it takes is for you to be connected and to think about this marketing from a slightly different perspective than you probably have before. Let's get into it. If you want social media to work for you, you have to create a wow experience. Think about all the ways you interact with your customers or supporters. What's something you do for them that's valuable? It doesn't have to be anything huge or expensive. A wow experience could be something small and meaningful. For example, the way you process a credit card could be normal, but the way you wrap your purchase could be the wow. If you work with other businesses, consider how you present proposals or project updates. Are you thinking about the perception of you as a professional when you leave and invest the time? If you're a nonprofit, the wow could be to show your supporters how you carry out your mission by using photos to illustrate your story. Again, you don't need to go to extremes or way over the top. You do need to think about doing something that really creates a connection. Small businesses are perfect at this. We do this as a way of breathing. It's our oxygen. So keep to yourself and think about how you can be amazing to your customers. And then leverage that wow moment. Ask them to connect with you, to like you on Facebook, to follow you on LinkedIn, to follow you on Twitter, because they'll know that you'll continue to interact with them by sharing content, valuable information and tips or discounts. Here's another fun tip. Email marketing lets you do this with one click as well because it actively and proactively connects with social media. Constant contact tools do all of these things and help you connect with your social networks and use your list to grow your community. Then engage your followers online. Share social media posts that matter to them. And don't worry, we're going to talk about what type of social media posts work later in today's webinar. As they interact with you, social media allows engagement to be visible online. When your followers like, comment, or share your content, those actions are seen by their networks, and that helps connect and drive new business to your business. It's called social visibility, and it really shows the power of social media. And that's what I want you to take away from this, the engagement marketing cycle. Social visibility enhanced by technology lets you connect with your customers, get leads, or grow prospects. Create that wow experience. Make the connection, encourage your customers or supporters to continue that experience with you by following you on social media, and keep the cycle going. So next, let's go into top social networks. I'm just going to do a quick temperature check. I don't see any questions on the event today, so it looks like we're good there. If you do have those questions, again, be sure to click and go into the question box to ask a new question right here. And if you have anything, of course, you can also send me a question at dave@BizzyWeb.com. I won't answer those online today, but if you do use the Q&A tool over Google Hangouts on Air, I will be able to answer those live during the event. So if you have something that you think the entire group of several hundred folks are going to hear, then go ahead and ask that, and we'll share that with the rest of the group. So, and you get that by clicking the big green Ask a New Question button in the lower right-hand corner. All right. So we figured out how to use why to use social media and what it's going to do for you. Let's talk about the top networks. Those are, of course, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Pinterest, and Instagram. This isn't going to be an in-depth analysis of each social network, and we're going to go into much more detail on the next webinar with Trygve Olsen of BizzyWeb as well, and that's going to be at 8:30 Central Time, or 9:30 Central, I apologize. So we're going to go top level, and keep in mind the rules that you need to think about when you're going into your digital marketing and how to use these things. So this is going to be an overview. And if you do use social networks, this would be a great time to use that Q&A tool and just share your top social networks and really the boon that it's been for your business. Or also share if it just isn't working for you and you're frustrated with social networking, because it would be interesting for me to hear that. So let's see if you can. And again, use that green Ask a New Question button to supply your feedback inside of this Hangout. So let's get right into it and talk about the big daddy, Facebook. This is the Facebook page for Honey Hill Orchards, or Honey Pot Hill Orchards, a farm stand in Stowe, Mass. So Facebook is, of course, the largest social networking site for people who use the internet and business who want to promote themselves online. There are 1.4 billion Facebook users. There's actually more Facebook users than have toothbrushes in the world. And it's probably a good thing that we're interacting with all those folks on Facebook. So what do you post on Facebook? Status updates should include a line or two of text, a question, a sentence, an update, as well as links to other websites and photos or videos. No matter what you post, the content needs to benefit your audience. It should engage and inform them. You can also promote what's happening at your business, share your events, and talk about your products or services. How often to post? Well, that's changed a bit. You need to share content frequently, but not too frequently. Try a couple times a day, and if that seems too much, I counsel my customers to try at least once a week on every network we're talking about. So with these how offens that I'm going to share on the rest of the social networks, take a step back and don't panic. Just do once a week if this seems too much. But once you're really going and you see the value of digital marketing in your business, this is a upper limit of where you should try to go. So a post or two a day is what you should be doing in Facebook. Once you've gotten a handle on what your followers are interested in, and once you're consistent with your Facebook posting, you'll be able to reach more people because Facebook's popularity and population. I'm not going to go into this today, but you can give yourself an edge with Facebook marketing by taking advantage of its advertising tools. Yes, you might need to spend a little bit of money to make Facebook work, but the advertising tools that we have so many amazing features. You're not going to need to spend much to see an impact. If you're interested in Facebook advertising, or really in anything that we're talking about today, go back to BizzyWeb.com/events and search for the articles or the topics that meet your needs, because I have over 230 of these seminars, these webinars that are recorded that talk about how to use Facebook advertising, how to use any of the social networks that we're going to talk about today, and of course, how to make constant contact and your digital marketing work for you. So just think about that. And if you want more information, you can also send a note again to dave@BizzyWeb.com, and we'll take care of you there as well. My goal today is to inform you and have you as helped as possible when we go through and when we're done at the end of the day. So LinkedIn, top social media network is LinkedIn. You've probably heard about them in the news because they were recently purchased by Microsoft for $23 billion. Not bad. LinkedIn's a social networking site that's focused on businesses and careers. As a user, you can create a profile that includes your resume and skills, and you can post status updates. Businesses can create business accounts that showcase their products, services, and news, and you can post content there as well. You can actually set up your WordPress-powered website to automatically post to Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Google+, Pinterest, all of those places with a single click. So if that sounds like something that you'd be interested in, either check out another one of our webinars and search for social media integration on BizzyWeb's site, or give us a call. What should you share on your business page? Well, what's happening with your business, your products, your services, events, your people? Share your expertise. Link to blog posts you've written about topics in your industry or how-to videos that you've created, and try posting curated content. Curated content is that you found online but was created by someone else. Think about yourself as an art museum curator in that point. The art museum staff didn't paint those paintings, but they look for content to show in their museum. That's what you're doing with curated content. Note that you can't say, this Van Gogh was created by me. You need to give people the context, and you need to link back to the content or to the place that you received that content from. So when you're doing that content and when you're curating content, it's like an Oreo. So you grab a brief introduction to your content, and that's the first cookie. The creamy center is the content that you're grabbing from, and it shouldn't be more than a paragraph, or at max like 2 paragraphs of the content that you found elsewhere. Don't use the entire article. And then the final cookie is going to be your explanation on what the context is and why your customers should care. So the Oreo post philosophy. How often should you post to LinkedIn? A couple times a week. And just make it useful. LinkedIn is where you are an expert in your field. This is where you build your brand. A lot of people get LinkedIn kind of confused, and they think that they need to use this as their resume builder, or they don't want their employees to be on LinkedIn because they're afraid that they're surfing jobs. That's only a very small part of what LinkedIn does. And if you have engaged and excited employees and team members, let them shine to the world to connect with your next prospect on LinkedIn. The business benefit of LinkedIn is to establish your expertise and network within your industry. So this is really where you get to be an expert, and think about LinkedIn as that connection and helpful opportunity for you to grow. I'm going to check back, just make sure we don't have any questions. Looks like we're good, and we have a whole bundle of viewers, so everything seems to be operating normally. If you do have questions or concerns, go ahead and send me a note at dave@BizzyWeb.com, or give us a call at this number. We have operators standing by, and we'll get back to you with help and or a recording if you missed something or if technology wasn't working for you. So hang on with us and keep coming. And again, if you have questions or want to share how you'd like to, how you use social networking, would love to see that via the Ask a New Question button on the Google Hangouts. So, Twitter. Let's hashtag this out and talk about what social networking is on Twitter. It's conversation, and it's information sharing. Twitter is almost the public utility of the web. It's like water, or it's like air. Everyone uses Twitter to connect, and that's where news is broke. That's where connections are made. You'll see hashtags or those little pound signs everywhere on TV shows and on news channels and on billboards now. Twitter is really just the backbone of internet communication, it seems. It's the fastest moving network, and you can post links to news and blog posts, photos, videos, your thoughts. Curated posts on Twitter are called retweets, and there's a retweet button that you can use to just kind of give a hat tip and share someone else's tweet to your news feed. And how often? You can go crazy on Twitter because you can't overdo it. 5 times a day, up to however many times that you want to. But be careful, because it's really easy to burn out on Twitter. Personally, I go hot and cold on Twitter. I use it quite a bit, and then I just need some space from it. Our corporate BizzyWeb at BizzyWeb, we post probably once or twice a day with content and information. But it's really about sharing as much as you can. And the business benefit inside of that is it's the fastest way to reach your audience and customer service. But not everyone's on Twitter, so don't fool yourself just because you're tweeting 5 times a day that you're reaching all of your customers. With all of these, you have to kind of have a broad network, and you have to think about a lot of these different networks. You should have at least 2 that you probably use at any given time. I'd say Facebook is a given. If you do anything with the corporate world, LinkedIn is probably a given, and Twitter is important, and it's kind of just the currency of the web, so I would be on there too. Pinterest is a big, it's a place for you to share imagery and content. So it's where people can pin images of things that they like to virtual bulletin boards. It's a way for users to visually bookmark the things that they want to buy or have interested in. These image pins are linked to websites where you can buy things, learn more about hobbies, and read blog posts on various topics. Go to a web page or just find out more information about the pin. Pinterest users follow other Pinterest users, and when they log into Pinterest, they can get a look at what people are pinning or bookmarking to their virtual scrapbooks on Pinterest. So it's cool and it's interesting, and it's about 80% women on Pinterest still. We just tend to think more visually, I guess, and so that's how that kind of skews. But things to post: images of products, tips, digital content, and interests. If you're an accountant and you want to post pictures of spreadsheets, it's probably not going to be your best use of Pinterest. You need to think about what's going to visually engage people. We have imagery workshops where we talk about how to post an engaging image for use on Pinterest or any of these social networks. Infographics are great on Pinterest. That's information that's tied to visual display. So you have graphics and pictures that have text on top of them, all good uses of Pinterest. You're pretty much limited to imagery and content. And so that's the way to connect up and grow on Pinterest. How often? You can do it 5 times a day or more if you're on Pinterest, and sharing your content with links and explanatory text behind all of your pins is going to be the most useful time and use of your tools. So if you have a shop or something that you sell, Etsy was created, launched, and thrives over Pinterest. So if you've heard of Etsy, and it's anything that you need to sell that's visual. If you're a realtor, you could post pictures of rooms. If you're a construction person, you can post pictures of your projects, remodeling or landscaping, or really anything that's visual you can do there. And the benefit for Pinterest folks is pins can be found by search or by chance, and all of that directs content back to your site. Pinterest actually drives a ton of traffic for the folks that are able to use it and that can capture it visually and viscerally. So let's get next on to Instagram. And Instagram is owned by Facebook. This is the profile of the Baltimore Humane Society. And Instagram is slightly different than the other networks today because all of the activity takes place on the Instagram app in your smartphone. So you can access Instagram on your desktop web browser, but you can't post photos from there. Instagram users post images and videos completely through the Instagram app. So this is the one that you can't interact with over your computer other than to check the stream. And I'd encourage you to check out BizzyWeb's Instagram feed. We have quite a bit of interesting information on there. But it's really for businesses that want to market with Instagram, can show off what happens at their location, products or services, the people they work with, employees and customers. It's easy to snap a quick photo of you or your staff, your customers, or something interesting that happened that day, and then share with your followers. Instagram has filters, and in that way, it's a lot like Snapchat. We're not going to talk about Snapchat today, but if you want to reach millennials and younger folks, Snapchat and Instagram are a great way to lean. It's probably the youngest of our social networks as far as the audience. Try posting at least one thing a day. What I've heard from my millennial friends or folks that really use Instagram a lot is that they might post some things on Twitter. They might send a few dozen snaps or Snapchats. They might take pictures during the day, and what they will do is they will find that one beautiful photo that really represents their day. They're going to throw a nice filter on it. They might put a couple of words over it, and that's the one curated, like highly stylized photo that they're going to share with their network. So once a day is pretty good for Instagram. And then the business benefit is that followers get to know you and your business through imagery. So again, just like Pinterest, this is a visual medium. This is what you're going to use to reach out and to connect with people in a visual kind of visceral way. It's another way to tell the story. And again, it's much more social because everything is largely on your mobile device. So you can't think about long, wide pictures on Instagram. You need to think about interesting and easy photographs to share and to connect and to see what your business is about. So share your story visually. So let's skip over next to what to say. I want to give you another chance to see if we have any questions. Again, if you're dialed in today and you're wondering how to ask these questions from the event that you received the email to, this is the event page. You may be watching the event live from right here on the screen. And so if you're right over here on this page and you're watching in this YouTube video, if you click on this Google Plus link in blue or gold if you've clicked it before, you can go to then this page, and from this page it's a big screen that you can see everything from, so it zooms out, and then you can ask a new question by clicking on the green Ask a New Question button. So go ahead and ask those questions. Would love to help you out any way I can, or again, if you're running into issues or you would like this PowerPoint deck, go ahead and send me a note at dave@BizzyWeb.com, and I'll take care of either your questions or get you a PDF of this deck after the event is closed. All right, so let's talk about why, or what do I say? First, I want to give you permission to play on social media. In order to be an effective digital marketer, you have to adopt the mindset of a professional tinkerer. You have to play with this stuff. It's designed to be engaging and informative. If you're looking about how you could split up your content, about 50% of your content, everything that you do or you share, should be interesting and entertaining posts. I'm going to offer you a 3-step process. It's engage, inform, and then convert. So if the first 50% is engage, you need to capture people's attention. People need to use social media, or people use social media to find new and interesting things with their friends, family, and businesses. Be conversational, ask questions, ask for opinions. People love to talk about themselves. So open that door by being interactive. You can also just brighten their day. Share an inspirational quote, an interesting fact, or a fun or funny photo or video that relates to your business or industry. Don't get over crazy on this though. It's companies get in trouble by trying to be too funny, and sometimes things get a little too racy for business. So think about if you would share it with your grandmother or someone else that's very conservative that you don't want to offend. That's the kind of G-level stuff that you should be sharing on social networks. And again, 50% of that should be designed to engage. The next 30% should be designed to inform, offer helpful information. Content that you can provide could include tips, stats, education, and curated content from blogs or news sites. The final 20% is about promoting you and your business. Note that I'm not saying sell. You don't need to sell on social media nearly as much as you need to just tell them what to do next. So 50% is engage, 30% is inform, and 20% is convert, giving people that opportunity to take the next step with you. Let me break this down just a little bit more. So 50% of the content, of course, should be interesting and entertaining. It should engage. Here's from Liberty James: lies in the thrill of creative effort. That quote is interesting and relatable to Liberty Jane's clothing customers because they buy clothing patterns, and sewing those patterns is hard work. The quote on its own could be relatable to a lot of industries, but take a look at the design. It's all about sewing supplies. You can do something similar with a quote. Find that one that you like online and link it to the social network of your choice, or create one with an image editing tool, and we can talk a little bit more about that later. This next post is definitely entertaining. You can't resist smiling at this photo because it's of a cute goat. Honey Pot Hill Orchards took a photo of the goat on their farm and shared it on their Facebook page. Take photos of fun, funny, or cute moments at your business and share them on social media. Last example here is an interesting fact that was shared on Strong Women, Strong Girls Twitter account. The day it was posted was an anniversary of the first female astronaut to pilot a space shuttle mission. The people who follow Strong Women, Strong Girls care about the nonprofit's mission of creating mentoring relationships between college students and girls, so they would be interested in this historical fact. Now let's look at the 30% of your content that should provide information and be useful in helping your readers. Remember, sharing tips, stats, education, and curated content from blogs or news sites is a great way to help your followers. Honey Pot Hill Orchard shared a photo of their fresh picked nectarines, but instead of simply selling them, they educated their followers on the fruit. Nectarines are actually a type of peach. They don't have the fuzz that peaches do. Did you know that before we showed you this? I didn't either until I saw it on their Facebook page. During the winter, Baltimore Humane Society posted this photo on Instagram of a paw print in the snow. It was a great visual way to share a reminder with animal lovers to limit their pets' outdoor time in the cold and to help stray animals in their neighborhood. And here's a LinkedIn post from Grapevine Marketing. They shared a blog post from the website Business News Daily that shared 15 LinkedIn marketing tips. This is a great post from Grapevine Marketing because their clients need marketing services, and they're looking at this LinkedIn tips post while using LinkedIn, and so it's very helpful for their followers. Final 20%, if you've entertained or provided interesting content for the first 50% of your posts, and if you've been helpful with 30% of your posts, you're building trust. Now it's time to promote your business and tell them what to do next. Let them purchase something, register for an event, read a blog post, learn more, follow you, or even better, subscribe to you on email. The Baltimore Humane Society regularly posts photos of pets that are available for adoption on Instagram. Sharing images of what you offer helps remind people that they can come to you when they need products and services that you provide. Liberty Jane Clothing often pins its new products on its Pinterest page. They have maxi skirt doll patterns on here, and it's for American Girl dolls. People who are using Pinterest to search for those keywords may find this pin, which is linked to Liberty Jane's website. Anyone who is interested in purchasing the pattern can do so in just a few minutes. Share your events on social media. Strong Woman, Strong Girls Twitter account posted this image of the keynote speaker for an upcoming event and provided a link back to their website so their followers could learn more and register right away. You might be asking yourself, how does this really work for a small organization? And how can I do this on a daily basis? Well, take a look at here's a couple of options on how to keep your fans engaged. It's a pretty simple post from Galuppi's Restaurant. It's just letting their followers know about some upcoming entertainment. This is simple, no complex marketing message, no convoluted marketing speak here. It's just a simple statement. Now look at the engagement that took place. 4 people liked the post and 1 person shared the post. Galuppi's followers saw this post in their Facebook newsfeed and it appealed to them, so they took a few seconds to respond and support the restaurant. The likes are good, but let's follow what happened when one of their fans shared this post with their Facebook friends. Here's the post as it showed up on the newsfeed of the person that shared it. One of their friends liked the post and commented, "Let's go." This is word of mouth marketing. It's the power of engagement, and this is what happens when you use your social visibility. Let's review again. Galuppi's decides to share a Facebook post about upcoming events, and that post can be seen by their Facebook followers. If any of their followers like or comment on that post, then Galuppi's can see and know which of their patrons are engaged. Also, if any of those followers' friends see that engagement, that like or comment, appear in their Facebook newsfeed, they can also see it if they visit that follower's profile. When any of Galuppi's followers share that Facebook post about upcoming events, that's when the magic happens, because then that post is seen by their followers and friends. Out of that group of people, there's likely to be 1 or 2 who like what they see and decide that they need to head to Galuppi's for some great entertainment. Again, the goal is to create visibility that will drive new prospects to your front door. Remember that picture of the new prospects coming back over to your business. When they do come through that door, they're already predisposed to buy, they are primed to have a great experience, and they're likely to be willing to connect and engage. It's powerful. How powerful can it get? Well, let's look at something. Social networks help people connect with similar interests. Let's consider this with respect to Facebook. The average number of friends that each adult Facebook user has is 338. Some of them have a lot more. The takeaway here is that when you get a like or a share, that's letting you or getting you potential visibility to several hundred or even more people. That's the power of scale and social networks today. It also allows me to make an important point about small numbers. Did you notice that a lot of examples we showed you had less than 100 likes or shares? One of them just had 1 like, and that's fantastic. Small is big. I'm also referring to the content. It can be small as well. Look at the examples we've shown you here today. Fun pictures, sharing a link to an article, or an interesting fact or stat. Really, small is big. Start small, keep going, be consistent, be smart about what you post, and you'll see your engagement grow over time. We've covered a lot so far, so you know why social media marketing tools are important to use for your nonprofit. You've learned a little bit about the top 5 networks. You've also gotten some ideas on what to post on social media. Now let's get started with social media marketing. And we're going to start again with the granddaddy, with Facebook. It's where 1.4 billion people hang out, where there's hundreds of millions of pages on Facebook for business. And that's what you need to do first. You need to create your page. There are 2 different accounts that you can create on Facebook, and so I want to talk about them and what the differences are. First, when you create a profile on Facebook, that's you being you on social networking. So you are a person on Facebook, you have an account. What you need to do from there is create a page, and you can do that via facebook.com/pages/create, or on every profile, there's a big green button that says create a page. The page is your public facing world. So you can't be seen on a profile, and you can't connect with other people as a person on Facebook other than to friend them. And as a matter of fact, if you try to friend people as a business and use your personal profile incorrectly, you can actually get banned off of Facebook. It's incorrect and it's not the proper usage of their tool. They'll say so and they'll be rather snotty about it, because I've had a client have this happen to them. So as you think about that, just create a page and then you'll get that info. And as I'm speaking here, make sure that you do fill out your information. Now there's timeline, about, photos, events. Fill out everything on your page in order to get better results. The about information, they ask all kinds of helpful questions for you to help you grow your trust on your business. And so fill all of that stuff out. That includes your logo and a cover photo, the picture that's up at the top of your Facebook page. Now your logo should be square. If you have a horizontal logo or something that's very long, consider making something square. You'll note on BizzyWeb's Facebook page that our logo is horizontal. It says BizzyWeb. And our Facebook logo or icon is just Buzz, just our B. People know the B. They understand who that is, who we are. And so that's our Facebook logo, because it's square and it's easy to see. So add your logo, add your cover photo. In general, cover photos should just sort of be horizontal. And so that's where to focus. And then take the next step from there. So after you create a page, you need to tell people that you're there. So, after you have that link on your website, put signs up in your physical location, in your store or office, put it on your business cards to let people know that you're there and that you're social. Put it on your website, of course. Post it everywhere you are. And so as you look at this stuff, just add social links to everything. In email, it's super easy to do this, and you can see that kind of in the orange square in the upper right of Bisq imports here. When you click on, or when you set up an email in Constant Contact, it's very easy to add social share buttons and also your social media links. Everything that you've got, everything that you use and that you're active on, go ahead and add in everything that you do. And that way people will start using that content. From there, you can follow your best customers and engage with them, tell them what to do next, Be entertaining, use the 50-30-20 rule, engage them, inform them, and then tell them what to do next. And when I was talking about this, just start posting. Like we said with Facebook, you can post a couple times a day, use the 50-30-20 rule, pay attention to what people are liking, sharing, and commenting on, and do more of that. You're going to make some posts that people aren't going to react to. It might just be the time of day, so don't completely discard it out of hand, but use that content, measure your marketing. There's Facebook insights that are incredibly useful. And as a matter of fact, once Facebook gets more of an idea of your business and your followers, and they can look at the metrics of your business. So once you get more than 100 or so fans, you'll start to see in Facebook Insights the best times to post. Facebook will actually tell you your users are most active on these times of day. They'll also tell you the makeup of your audience, and you can ask your audience what they'd like to see as well. The other thing to think about is that you should repurpose everything. When you post to Facebook, you don't have to write something new every day. Take that pressure off. Keep it very simple. You can use content more than once on various networks and in multiple communications. Here's an example from Boys and Girls Club in Austin. They sent out a press release. They posted it on their website. They created a link on Facebook. They posted several times on Twitter with different quotes, and then they added a notice in their email newsletter. You can do all of this too. One of the great advantages of social media is that your fans' interactions with your content can be seen by their networks. They can easily share your content, giving you a greater chance to reach more people. Increasingly, people are looking to social networks before making their purchasing decisions. So making sure you're including Facebook in your promotion or strategy and sharing your campaigns is very important. Nonprofits can make great use of promotion tools like Facebook's Donate tab, as shown in this example from Rescued Pets Movement. Fans of the nonprofit can donate directly from Facebook by clicking the Donate tab. Some ways you can integrate social media into your offer or promotion include posting your email newsletters and email promotions on Facebook and your other social media sites. Promoting on Facebook itself, 62% say that they look at small businesses' Facebook pages before they buy from you. And you know who customers are and how to offer those exclusive offers. Constant Contact customers can use the Grow Facebook Fans campaign inside of Constant Contact to create and manage a Facebook-specific offer for their page's fans. Make your images work for you. Post product photos or videos. Social media users interact more with images than just text or text with a link. And you can engage with your audience, interact with them, offer them advice or tips that show you as an expert in your field. Ask questions. Taza Chocolate has a lot of photos on their products with links to their websites, so hungry fans can click and buy. Let's quick back. Just want to give folks one more chance to ask questions here. We're getting close on our webinar here, and we'll be done by the top of the hour. But again, if you have questions, wanted to share some things, or ask us questions live, you can do that via the big green Ask a New Question button, or you can send me a note to request the PowerPoint deck in PDF form, or if you have other questions about things that you'd like us to answer, by all means reach out there at dave@BizzyWeb.com. All right, final, step 6, save time with simple tools. You can also schedule your social media posts. You don't have to be sitting in front of your computer to post to your favorite networks. Facebook has its own scheduling tools, but some of the other networks don't. You can use tools like Hootsuite to schedule posts for Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. Your website can automatically post to all of those places as well. If you're interested in seeing and hearing how you can build your website so that it'll automatically post to Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Google+, Pinterest, and more, just let me know, or search integration on BizzyWeb's page on our website, and you'll see a handy webinar about how to do that. And it's important to keep track of conversations happening on social media. You can use Hootsuite and Twitter or any of those things to do searches on your business name or important keywords. You can also set up a Google alert, and I'm not going to go into more detail other than saying, if you want to know how to use Google Alerts, just Google Alerts. The key thing here is you should spend about 20 minutes at a time, 3 to 5 times a week when you're fully dialed in and doing your social networking. So you're going to start small, and don't overdo it. Don't burn yourself out. Try a half hour once a week. Set up one account, and then once you get that one account set up, then set up another. You don't have to do this all overnight, and you don't have to have everything set up immediately in order to start engaging. Remember that 50-30-20 rule. It doesn't need to take a ton of time. What it does need to take is consistent quality effort. So think about how you can do a little bit regularly and go from there. You can also plan out your posts. You can take a look at a week at a time or one social network at a time. Let's try this now. I'm going to fill this out later, but I wanted to take a minute to walk you through the steps. To get started, think about what kind of content you might share based on 50-30-20. With that said, on Monday, we could kick off the weekday with a Monday motivation quote like Liberty Jane clothing here. Every audience has a rough time after the weekend, and a Monday motivation quote is a great example of one of the 50% of your posts. It's the kind that's interesting and entertaining. The next day's post might be helpful information that you can share with your followers, like Liberty Jane, or like this post about LinkedIn tips that Grapevine Marketing shared. And on Wednesday, you could post an interesting fact, like a Today in History post that Strong Women, Strong Girls shared about the first female astronaut to pilot a space shuttle mission. You can also do something similar. Share a Today in History fact about your industry or your business. Of course, you need to sell what you do, so Thursday, maybe post something about your business. Tell people what's new with your business, products, or services. Again, note that we're not necessarily saying buy now. We're saying here's what to do next. Call us, stop by today, do this, whatever it's going to be, and that's how it'll work for you. And then on Friday, it's the end of the week. People are gearing up for the weekend, so make them smile with a post that's just sort of fun. Share a fun photo, a funny quote, or post a pic of how your staff is spending their Friday as a way to connect with your followers. You can take a quick screenshot of this if you're interested. And in order to do that, if you're on a Mac, you can do Command-Shift-4, and it'll turn into crosshairs, and you can grab that picture. If you're on a PC, you can do Alt Print Screen, open up a Word doc, and paste, and you can keep that. Or, of course, just kind of remember this as a format for sending things out. Key thing here is, really don't forget about email. Email is the one grand thing that keeps everything together. So with email, you have control. You choose who you want to see your message, how it looks, and when you want to send it. You can use reporting to find out who actually opened and interacted with your content. You can find out who you're reaching and who your most active customers are. Email helps to enhance that two-way conversation you're already having on social media. So it's important to get your email communication in front of your audience. Promote your emails across all of your social networks and talk about social media in your emails. If you're a Constant Contact customer, you can easily publish your email to your Facebook page, Twitter, and LinkedIn. For Pinterest, create a pin from an image in your email and then link to the online version of your email that you just sent. Then encourage people to join your list. We'll talk about some tools and content you can use to do that in a minute. If you plan to promote your email on social media, make sure you include a Join My Mailing List button so everyone who isn't a subscriber can easily sign up. There's a number of other ways that you can use social to drive people back to your email list. For a Facebook business page, you can install a sign-up form. For social media platforms, you can create fun posts with a request to subscribe. For Instagram, include a sign-up form URL. For Pinterest, create a beautiful image detailing how to subscribe and include links in the comments. And on bio pages for your accounts, include a sign-up form URL in your profile bios to gather most interested subscribers. Let's take a look at some of the tools that can help bring email and social media marketing together. To add a Facebook sign-up form to your Facebook page, all you need to do is connect to your Constant Contact account, customize your form, and then save your changes. Fans can access your sign-up form from your Facebook page and add themselves to your email list within a few seconds. We mentioned a minute ago that you could share your emails on Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. This is how you do that with the Social Share tool. Social Share offers a quick and easy way to share an email on Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn with suggested post messages, images, and the best time to schedule posts based on when your social audience is most attractive. or active. It also makes it easy to plan social posts for an email with a monthly calendar. Schedule your Facebook posts in advance, and then Social Share will post to Facebook for you. Here's another way to tie email and social together. If you're sharing images in your business's Facebook page or Instagram account, why not add them to your emails? You can use your photos from Facebook and Instagram in your Constant Contact account. Just connect your account to Facebook or Instagram and then add photos to your image library. It's really, really simple. We just talked about how you can share emails on social. Now get your audience involved. Encourage your audience to share your promotions by using social share tools. This is a really effective way that you can grow your reach. If you're using Constant Contact, add the share bar to the top of your emails. It allows your readers to post a link to your email on social profiles. Remind your audience to share your promotions. Add them to like it on Facebook, retweet on Twitter, or pin on Pinterest. Add social media buttons to your business's social media profiles. The buttons are a nice visual reminder for them to click and follow you online. Your audience has a lot of influence via word of mouth, and you can get your promotions in front of a lot more people, their friends and family, if they help spread the word for you. Finally, here's the big wrap up. If you're looking for next steps, first, decide what networks are right for you. Not bad to just start with Facebook, but make it easy for people to find and follow you by making a link and filling out all of your profile information everywhere. Don't forget the 50-30-20 rule for content. 50% is engage, 30% is inform, and 20% is convert. And then schedule out your posts, plan weekly, and repurpose your emails and promotions and everything on social media. You don't have to work harder if you're willing to work smarter. I also mentioned that you can use your website to post to all of these social networks. If you're interested in that, I'll show you how to get a hold of us again in a minute. This is all about helping you to be a marketer. If you're not on Constant Contact and if you have questions, you can sign up by going to BizzyWeb.com/cc and get a free template with us when you create your Constant Contact account. We're authorized local experts, and so we can do that for you. It's usually $199 value, and Constant Contact will do that for you through us. There's also a free 60-day trial that you can get to by going to BizzyWeb.com/cc. I mentioned a few resources that you could get to during today's event, and if you go to BizzyWeb.com/events, you can search for, in particular, automation, or just check out our new website because it's brand new as of a couple days ago, and it's gorgeous, so I would love if you would check it out and give us a quick note. And then finally, if you would like to join our email list to get advice and details on how to use marketing better, we don't sell on our email marketing. We don't do anything other than inform and engage you with new tips, tools, and invitations to webinars like this. If you enjoyed this today, and if you'd like to join Trigvi in another half hour, we would love to see you. But the key that I want to take you to is just text BIZZY, B-I-Z-Z-Y. Don't let autocorrect mess you up. B-I-Z-Z-Y to 22828 to get added to our email list, and then we'll keep up with you. We don't sell. We don't share your list with anyone else. This is just for us to connect with you. If you'd like to hear more from us, go ahead and do that, and you can take yourself back off anytime. Again, I am Dave Meyer with BizzyWeb. Here's how to reach us. Again, dave@BizzyWeb.com. If you would like the PowerPoint deck today, 612-293-9323 is my personal number if you'd like to reach me. And if you'd like to subscribe to Constant Contact, go to /cc on our website. Or one last thing, if you would like a free buzz report, that's to tell you how you're doing on digital marketing, including search engine optimization on your website for a keyword that you're looking for, you'll get a 10-page report, including 2 pages of checklist on what you can do to improve if you go to BizzyWeb.com/buzz. I am Dave Meyer with BizzyWeb. Thank you so very much for joining me early today, and have a fantastic day. Again, for anyone in Minnesota, reminder that we're having a reception this afternoon from 4 to 6 at BizzyWeb in Champlin, so we'd love to see you there. But until next time, I am Dave Meyer at BizzyWeb, and remember, at BizzyWeb, we help you generate buzz without getting stung. Have a great day.